Hello and welcome to beautiful North Devon in the United Kingdom, in England in fact. Gorgeous place. My name is David Charles, International Psychic Medium. Today I have a reading for you called What is on His Mind, or What is on Her Mind. What is on His Mind? So pick a card reading. There are 4 stacks, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. It's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, next year, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. I would like you to choose 1, 2, 3 or 4, and we'll get straight on with it. At the end of each of these stacks there are 6 brand new lucky numbers for you. They're always brand new. These lucky numbers could change your life. You could hit the jackpot, so stay with me till the end. I'll also be looking at some tarot cards, some oracle cards for you, and each reading will have 4 specific frequently asked questions, and they'll be at the end of each stack. So let's start with number 1. We'll put 2, 3 and 4 over there. 2, 3 and 4. And these have all been shuffled, by the way, of course. Remember, it's a timeless reading. If you chose this stack number 1, you've chosen it from hundreds of cards. So there will be a message in here for you somewhere. It may not all resonate with you, but some of it will. So stick with me, and I'm going to tell you the negatives first, as I always do. Let's get rid of the negatives. Then we tell you the nice things, the lovey-dovey things, and it's called What is on His Mind, or What is on Her Mind. Would you like to know? This reading indicates some turbulence, as you may see depicted by the major arcana Tower card. Looks like the Tower of Babel or something, people falling from a building. Looks terrific and terrifying. It's not. It means that there may be some turbulence coming up for you. And I say it in all the readings, turbulence can be as simple as moving house, changing your job, or changing your lover. But turbulence is predicted, and you may already be going through it, number 1. We'll see. The reading indicates that you are about to be, if not already, in the presence of a cheat, a deceiver, which could be a man or a lady. If you're a lady looking at a man, it could be him. If you're a bloke, a chap looking at a lady, it could be her. Or it could be someone knocking your door, trying to sell something. There's a cheat in the reading, and you need to be careful and cautious. This reading, and these are the negatives first, this reading does indicate some arguments, quarrels, bickering, things like that. And with all psychic readings, if the spirits warn of arguments, it means that you will lose, so don't bother arguing. Now, if we're looking at this as an audience, if you were seeking a medium, an audience, I'm picking up a man in this reading, in spirit, who liked to wear the colour yellow. I don't know why. He has a message for one of you. It could be you. There could be hundreds watching this. This man had something wrong with one of his legs or his knees, maybe both knees, and also some kind of back pain, and that could be linked to why he passed. And he is trying to contact somebody, one of you out there. Let me know below if it's you. The man has a liking for yellow. It could be something that he wore at work, maybe a high visibility coat or something. Fairly white hair, grey hair. Quite a lot of it has gone, so he didn't have a lot of hair left when he passed over. He's trying to get a message through to somebody out there that he's okay, that he's no longer in pain, and I felt that he had pain to do with his back and possibly both legs, or one or both legs, maybe the knees. And he is okay now. He wants to let you know. If it's you he's talking to, please comment below down there and tell me about it, and I'll try and enlighten you a bit more. But he's okay. I can see him limping when he was on this side. He's perfectly okay now in the world of spirit. On the other side, he wants you to know he's okay. So let me know if that's for you. You will know. Now, I'm picking up a name beginning with M. It could be Morris or something like that, or that could be a surname. But I'm picking up an M in the name somewhere. And maybe Michael, but I'm more inclined to think Morris or a surname Morris, something like that. Let me know. Anyway, back to your reading. You have a few negatives, a few arguments, possibly someone around you who may cheat you, number one. You may have been cheated already. I'll get to the positives in a minute. Avoid arguments. And the rest of it is about what is on his mind. Well, I have to say that this person could be a bit of a rogue. Okay, if it's a man, he could be, the things on his mind may be a bit naughty. Not bad, not vicious or nasty, but a little bit of a Jack the Lad, we call them in England. I don't know what you call them in the States or Canada, but a bit of a lovable rogue. So what's on his mind could be deceit or trickery and that sort of thing. I don't think he means bad by it. It's just a part of the way he lives, and that's the way, he or she, by the way, the way they live, and that's the way they are. And people quite think it's quite funny, but it can be a bit upsetting. But there's also money on this person's mind. There's some money coming to you. If you're a couple, number one, with this person, he or she, money is on his mind or her mind. There's money coming, and it's a share of money. So that could be somebody leaving money. Of course, we don't want to hear that really, but it could also be a windfall. But money is coming, and it's a part of a share of money that you or he will receive, and it may help you as well. As with all readings, the spirits warn you that if money comes, don't be too flippant with it. Try to keep it if you can. But a lot of you out there, number one, are very generous, I know. On a separate subject, the person we're looking at may be thinking about work. So it's possible what's on his mind is you, because you work with him, some of you. Not all of you, of course. It could even be someone who is thinking of giving you a job that quite fancies you, he or she. So you're on his mind or her mind. You are, that's pretty much a certainty. And it's in a good way, but somebody around this reading is a bit of a cheat. It may not be him or her, it could be someone you know or are about to meet. Now, you may have noticed the Strength card. The Strength card can mean fertility, and so can the Queen of Wands. There we are, the Queen of Wands. Both of these cards can mean babies, pregnancies, and people trying for babies, and high levels of fertility. Now, of course, high levels of fertility doesn't only mean babies. Making a mess here. Fertility means growth, expansion, things taking off for you. If you have a new romance, it will skyrocket. It will take off. It may peter out like a firework, get so high then falls to the ground, which happens with some romances, I know. But you may be in for a very fast romance. Could even be love at first sight. It's not a lovey-dovey reading, and we're not going to pretend that it is, but if you're already in a lovey-dovey mood, then you know that the spirits tend to tell you things you don't know, number one. But I don't see it as a lovey-dovey, Mills and Boone type of reading. I think that's a love series, isn't it? But there is a pregnancy, there's almost certainly a job offer, there could be 2 job offers, but at the same time you have to watch out for trickery, deceit, and somebody trying to outdo you. It could be a group of friends, and one of them may be a bit jealous of you and they're trying to get the better of you. They may treat it as a joke, but I don't think it's necessarily very funny. But some money coming, it's a share of money. A lot of you are likely to share it out yourselves and let it in one hand and out the other, which is frequent in these readings, but there's at least one pregnancy. There's one person in the reading that likes animals, and the chap that came through, I hope if you know that it is, you'll let me know. And please, if you haven't subscribed, and if you have subscribed, thank you so much, I do appreciate that. But if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing below and give us a thumbs up, a like, share me with your friends. And don't forget to wait for your lucky numbers, because they could change your life. So what I want to do now is see if the oracle cards back up what I've told you. We're going to use 4 of these. They have been shuffled, and there are 4 oracle cards. First one's a water card, and this card, the deep blue sea washes away your cares and your worries. There we are, Peter of the Sea, a bit like a surfing wave. Let me just look at my bike, my glasses. Make sure I'm reading it properly. The deep blue sea washes away your cares and concerns. So, good photographer, waterproof camera. I think it means to me that, number one, that you're worrying about things, something's bothering you, something's concerning you, and that, of course, is why the oracle cards are saying the deep blue sea washes it away. It doesn't mean you've got to go into the sea at all. You can if it's nearby you, of course, but if you can lie on the couch and imagine the sea, or lying on a beach, put some sea music on if you have some, and the deep blue sea can soothe away your cares and your worries. Only you, number one, knows what that means, and I think a lot of you will know. Let's have a look at another water card. This one is saying high-speed macro photography. I think that is a droplet of water. Trust your inner intuition and care for yourself and others. Are you caring for somebody? Are you a carer? Is there somebody in the family you're looking after? Or are you just a caring person? Number one. I think a lot of you are caring persons. But trust your intuition. Tells me you have some psychic ability. Trust it, go with it, follow it, okay? Don't forget, you're going to get 4 specific questions in a minute, frequently asked questions, and I'll try to answer them. They're all water cards, the next one is as well. This one is saying to you, things not turning out as you had hoped, that's a question. Try to see the positives in the situation. So it is a reading with a few negatives, but the message from the oracle is try to see the positives. So think of a glass half full instead of half empty. I think some of you are about to go on a romance that could be rocketing from nowhere. You may already be on it, by the way, but some of you have a new romance coming, or an intensification of one that you're already in. What is this person thinking? What is on his mind? You're on his mind. It could be linked to work, and it could be linked to money. Only, again, you will know what that means, number one. I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments below. One more card, yet another water card. Very strange, but they have been shuffled, I assure you. There we are. A castle of stones waiting for the tide maybe to wash them over. This one says allow your mind, body and soul to flow intuitively. So once again, it's pointing to the fact, number one, that you have psychic ability, and you may not believe it. Some people, especially men, think of it as some bunch of coincidences. Things may be happening to you that seem too good to be true, or coincidental. You may think of people you haven't seen for ages and suddenly they show up, or they're on Facebook or something. But follow your intuition, trust it. You may find that it's right a lot of the times. 4 questions now. They may not be relevant to you, but I'm going to give you them anyway. Question number 1 is, will you have children or more children? Well, the reading did not specifically say more children or children with a, as in plural, but it did, as you know, indicate a baby and possibly 2. Now, I've got to say, for a lot of you, if you're girls watching this, you're ladies, there could be at least 1 and possibly 2 babies coming your way. I mean, you may be carrying twins. Are you pregnant, number 1? Are you planning to be pregnant? The question is, will you have children? Well, will I have children or will I have more children? That's the question. You're asking the tarot, the powers of the universe, the spirit guides, your angels, will I have children or more children? So you may already have some children or 1, but there's 1 coming for lots of you and possibly 2. Bear that in mind. Let's try your next question. Question number 2. Will my family ever accept him or her? Will my family ever accept him? Question mark. I get this question an awful lot in my readings on the telephone, and I read for people all over the world. And I'll read for you from anywhere in the world. Go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can book me on there. If not, one of my team that work for me will help you, and they're the best. I only employ the best. If they're not the best, they don't get in my team. The question is, will my family ever accept him or her? And I believe the answer to that is yes. If you're having problems in that area, give it a bit of time. Use your intuition, as the Oracle card says. Go with the flow. Be kind to others around you and yourself to yourself, and I believe your family will accept him or her despite possible religious differences, or they may think he's not good enough or she's not good enough, but they will in time accept them. You heard it here first, so don't let anyone put you off if you're in a love affair with this person. Your third question is, will you be together forever? Now, I don't want to be, as always, the bearer of bad news, but I don't think that you are guaranteed to be together forever. I do think that you could be, but I think if this is a romance we're looking at with this he or she, it needs a bit of work on it, because there's somebody around, it may not be him or her, but there's somebody around who is not all they appear. They're a bit of a cheat, a bit of a rogue. If it's him or her, then you may not want to be together forever. You may suddenly go off that idea. But as it stands now, I think you can be together forever. I'm ducking out, aren't I, really? I'm trying to get around this without hurting anyone's feelings, but I don't think it's preordained that you are soulmates, that you will be together forever, unless you want to be really, truly, and you work at it. And that means both of you. It means the family accepting him or her, of course. But if there's a baby on the way, or possibly another one later as well, you've got some thinking to do. Comments below, please, down there. Your last question before your lucky numbers. Don't go without your lucky numbers. Will he or she change for the better? Well, that's ironic, because I didn't know all this was coming up about someone being a bit of a rogue. The answer is usually, you'll lose my voice now, the answer is usually that people don't tend to change for the better. But if you persevere with this person, because I don't think they're that bad, I think they're just a bit naughty, on the naughty side. I think they enjoy being like that. I think they enjoy the reputation for being like that. But yes, I think you can change this person, but he or she will have to agree to that. You can't force changes on people. You can't think to yourself, I'm going to marry him and I'll change him, because it won't work. You have to agree with each other that the person needs to change and they need to want to change. If you want to ask me a question, give us a ring. My number's on the website. If you want a reading with me, it's davidcharlespsychic.com. I'll put the website address below, and I'm going to put timestamps below for all of these questions so you can go straight to them. Now I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers. You don't need all 6, you may need 2 of them or 3 of them for raffles, casinos, lotteries. These lucky numbers could change your life forever, number 1. Forever. You could hit the jackpot. I have to say, and I will always say, if you're going to gamble with my lucky numbers, do it sensibly. These numbers were chosen by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming this evening. So your lucky numbers, you may want a pen or a bit of paper, but you can just pause the video, run it back. And you can have a different number as well. You can choose 2 or 3 stacks, because there's 4 questions with each that could apply to you. So your lucky numbers are number 1, and you are number 1, of course. 16, just make sure I'm reading this properly. 26, 28, 31, and 45. Do these numbers ring any bells? They could be wedding anniversaries, children's birthdays, wedding days, divorce days, factory numbers, car number plates. You may recognize them, but you may not. These numbers could seriously change your life for the better. Let me give them again. Number 1, 16, 26, 28, 31, and 45. Use them wisely, don't gamble excessively. I think what you have here, number 1, is a perfectly good reading. It's not the most exciting reading I've ever seen, and I'm not going to make up rubbish just to please you or anyone. I tell you what the spirit guides ask me to tell you. And your spirit guides are saying, be careful of a cheat, avoid arguments. If you come into money, don't let it all go too easily, and you could be pregnant soon, if not already. And some of you, 1 or 2 of you, may be carrying twins. How's that for an epilogue, a finish? So please consider subscribing and give us a like if you like it. Share me with your friends on social media. What else? Click the bell icon and you'll never miss one of my videos. And comment below and I'll answer all my comments. I answer every single comment every time. So you'll hear from me. If you want me, it's davidcharlespsychic.com. If you can't get me on there, if I'm busy, one of my team will help you, and they are the best. Otherwise, they don't get in my team. So it's been lovely talking to you from beautiful North Devon, not far from the sea, in England. If you've never been here, give it a visit. You'll love the place. One of the nicest places on the planet. Thank you so much for watching number 1. I'll get ready for number 2. You can pick another pack if you want to, another deck. And remember number 1, think lucky and you will be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And of course, I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 2, this one is just for you. Let's take a look. Pick a card reading, as you know. And if you chose number 2, as I mentioned, it's a timeless reading, so you can find this reading today, next year, 10 years from now, it won't make any difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. So if you pick number 2 this evening, or today, wherever you are, what time it is where you are, it's because your spirit guides wanted you. From these hundreds of cards, you've chosen these 7. So, number 2, there will be a message in here for you somewhere, maybe more than one. It may not all resonate with you, but some of it will. So, let's tell you the negatives first, then we'll do the lovely positives. At the end of the reading, I'm going to give you 4 frequently asked questions and try to answer them for you. And there's 4 in each reading, so you can pick 2 or 3 stacks if you want, not just one. And I'm going to give 4 questions and try to answer them for you. And I've got them there ready. And I'm going to give you 6 magic lucky numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming this evening here in beautiful North Devon in the UK, in England. These 6 lucky numbers could change your life forever. So don't go away without the lucky numbers. If you're going to gamble with them, please gamble responsibly, as they say. So let's take a look. The negatives here. And the question, of course, the title of the reading, I should say, is what is on his mind, or what is on her mind? Would you like to know what is on his mind? If you're looking at a lady, would you like to know what's on her mind? What is on his mind? And the question is, what is on his mind? Well, first of all, let me tell you the negatives. Something tells me from the spirit world that you've been rather battered around a bit, possibly linked to your career. So there seems to be people around you, around your earthly life. It may not be career, it may be the way you earn your living, it may be the way you could be on benefits, I don't know, but something about the way your earthly life, not your love life, the basics of your earthly life. There's somebody around you who can't be trusted, and you've been let down by people before and you're a bit fed up with it. You still, as I metaphorically say, you still have the bruises to prove it. These are your negatives. The good stuff's coming, so don't go away. You do have, I feel that the man or lady, what's on his or her mind, the word education comes into this. They may be learning things, and they may be learning things about you, or trying to learn things about you, which tells me, number 2, that you're a little bit mysterious. And if it's a man we're looking at and you're a lady, then men find that fascinating. I can tell you straight away, they do. And it's the other way around, the same. If girls meet a man and he's got an air of mystery around him, it can be quite fascinating. So I think the person is working out how to take you. They're not quite sure about you yet. They like you, don't get me wrong, but they're not quite sure about what makes you tick. Especially if it's a new romance or a new liaison. If you've been together for years, you can be with someone 30 years and still not understand them. Especially if it's a lady. I'm being sexist now, but you can, though, seriously. You can be with someone all your life and not quite know what makes them tick. And you can look at them one day in the kitchen washing the dishes and think, I don't really know this person. So, but of course you do really. So, what's on this person's mind may be linked to learning and study. They may be learning and studying and want you to do it with them. Maybe learning a new hobby or something. But their intentions are good. There's no trickiness in the reading on the love state. There may be some trickiness on your earthly life and some dodgy people around, but as far as your love life goes, it gets better, and I'll tell you in a minute. You've got some karma here. Now, that's not a negative unless you've been bad. If you've been naughty, then you will pay for it, number 2. But I don't think you have. Of course, this reading won't resonate with all of you. Pick out what does, ignore what doesn't, or pick another deck, because there's 4 questions and 6 lucky numbers in each. But it seems to me you've got some karma coming, which I always say we all get about once or twice a year. It means you're about to get exactly what you deserve. I'm sure you know what karma is. So if you've been naughty, you'll pay. If you've been good, you're going to be rewarded. Now, this reading shows nothing but good, so you've got some really exciting things to tell you about in a minute. Some of you out there are looking at a man who is older. Have you met somebody who's a bit older than you? It could be a woman. I've got to keep repeating that. It could be a man or a woman, depends what you're looking for. If you're a man looking for a man, it could be a bloke. If you're a man looking for a woman, it will be a lady, and vice versa. So I think the person I'm looking at here may be a bit older than you, or you may be older. There may be an age gap between the two of you. But there's more than one person. Are you being flirtated by, or is that the right word? Are there 2 people chasing you, number 2? Is there 2 men or 2 ladies interested in you? And are you watching this reading because you're spoilt for choice and don't know which one to pick? Well, age has nothing to do with it, so don't go by that. You don't fall in love with an age, you fall in love with a person. So if there's an age gap, it's not relevant. But to me, I think you have here something good coming. You've got some money coming, which is nothing to do with love. Could be, I'll show you that one as well, the Ace of Pentacles, which means money, usually. It can be things that make you feel a bit richer, but an ace in any reading will normally mean a new beginning. Number 1, the start. Of course, in an ordinary deck of cards, I think it's number 11, isn't it? And number 1, so it's both. But I'm not an expert on card games or casinos, but I can tell you that would be the Ace of Diamonds in an ordinary deck. So you have some karma, as depicted by the Judgment card from the Major Arcana, and you have karma from the Major Arcana. You're going to get what you deserve. You may be learning new studies or studying new things, new hobbies, maybe night classes. Maybe you're still at college. As long as you're old enough to watch this. You mustn't watch this if you're a child. It's very naughty. There's somebody around your earthly life who may be not trustworthy, and they may still be to come, and you may be liaising with someone who's a bit older than you, or you're much older than they are. There's an age gap, but that's not all of you, of course. So they're not necessarily negatives. I'm struggling to see negatives. So let me tell you some positives. As I mentioned, a new beginning. You may have spotted the other ace here, the Ace of Cups. Now in a main deck, an ordinary deck of cards, that's the Ace of Hearts. Hearts, of course, mean love, like as in Valentine's Day. Cups, the cups there, the Ace of Cups is overflowing. Can you see that? And it's overflowing with love. This tells me that a lot of you, number 2, will be, if you're not already, overflowing with love, passion and desire. And it could be a new beginning. So it's either a new love affair with one of these 2 people, possibly 2, or a love affair that you already have is becoming like new again. You're restarting it. Maybe you're going back and trying to put things right that you missed out on with somebody years ago. Now, most psychic readings will advise from the spirit world, do not go backwards, but not this time. If you're in touch with someone from your past and you feel that you can go backwards, give it a go. Because I think something was left unfinished. If someone's left you and you want them to come back, give it a go when you get them back. If you want to know about that and you want a psychic reading with me, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and I'll read for you from anywhere in the world if you want to know if this person is coming back. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. If I'm too busy, one of my team will help you, and they're the elite. I only employ the best. If they're not the best, they don't get in my team. So that's davidcharlespsychic.com. But I think you're learning. I think you're learning about each other. I think you have a new start, new beginnings predicted twice here with aces. Money coming your way. Could be a substantial amount. Could be the lucky numbers I'm going to give you in a few minutes. I think you're getting some karma, and your karma is good. But I do think that you're defensive because of previous encounters with people being a bit spiteful, maybe many years ago. And you seem to attract that kind of person, or you think you do. You don't really, but you look at yourself and think, why do I always attract these idiots? And they're not idiots, but you just feel that way because you feel that like every time you meet someone, they let you down. And that's human nature. You'll get that sometimes. But things are improving. Number 2, you heard it here first. Things are improving. And I'm going to give you 4 questions in a minute. But let's first of all take a look at 4 oracle cards and see, excuse me, I've got an itch. See if they back up what I've been telling you. And these have all been shuffled, and they're all, there they are. So I don't know what's coming. Let's take a look at the glasses. The first one is an air card. Don't go away without your lucky numbers. They could change your life. This air card, connect to, it looks like a shot from an aeroplane there, or a balloon or something, a bit high for a balloon, isn't it? Connect to being who you want to be, and the rest will follow. Sorry, commit. I can't read this, sorry. Commit to being, I've read it thousands of times, and I still don't get it. Commit to being who you want to be, and the rest will follow. And that's telling you, know what that's telling you. Don't give up. If you have a dream, follow it. Be who you want to be. Don't be what everyone else tells you to be, or what you think people think you should be. It's none of their business. You need to be what you want to be. Commit to being what you want to be. It's so important. That's why I'm getting intense with this, because I want you to believe this. Commit, number 2, to being who you want to be, not what other people want you to be, or what you perceive other people want you to be. I'm sure you know what I mean. Some of you it won't apply, but a lot of you it will. Let's try another one. This is an earth card. Oh, beautiful. Butterfly and clover. Now I always think clover's lucky, not just a 4-leaf clover, but I always feel that clover's lucky. If you can lie in a meadow and you can see the clover and you'll see the butterflies, nothing more beautiful. This one is saying to you, good things will happen when you give yourself some of the love that you give to others. This card is saying, this oracle card number 2 is saying, be kind to yourself and love yourself. And I keep saying on these readings, if you can't love yourself, how do you expect someone else to love you? That's a saying that goes back. I'm not sure I believe it, but you do need to love yourself. So, read it to you again. Good things will happen when you give yourself some of the love that you give to others. So be kind to yourself, number 2. Be kind to yourself, or I'll come and sort you out, okay? Let's have another one. Fire card. I don't know who lit all these candles. They're floating on the water. Is that real or is that Photoshop? Answers on a postcard, answers down there. Please comment below. And I'd like to say thank you to all my subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, please join our family from all over the world. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and you'll get notified every time I upload new videos, which is usually about once a week, sometimes more. And share me with your friends on social media, please. And click the like button if you like it. What else? Subscribe. Don't go away without your lucky numbers, okay? This one, I'll show you that again, all those bulbs floating on the water there. Bulbs, candles, I should say. See the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. Now this tells me, which happened to number 1 actually, that you have some psychic ability, and we all have psychic ability, but some people have more than others. So if you're having visions, or daydreams or premonitions, follow them. See the energy of love in all its forms. If you're given messages from Spirit, it's because they love you and they're looking after you, and they're probably people that you know, and they're guiding you. They're called guides for a reason. They're spirit guides, and they're people who've gone to the other side and they're keeping an eye on you. Don't ever doubt that. They are keeping an eye on you. They can't always step in to stop you doing daft things, but they're there looking after you when they can, and they guide you. One more, another air card. Some steps leading down to the clouds. I'm glad I didn't climb those steps today, but you've got to be fit for that. This one, an air card, says distract yourself with a creative pursuit, and the inspiration you seek will find you. So I mentioned earlier about this readings coming up with energies about learning things, maybe learning a new course or a new hobby, climbing mountains, maybe like that, photography, art, music. Surround yourself with a creative pursuit. Let me read it again to you. Distract yourself with a creative pursuit, and inspiration you seek will follow you and find you. If you're seeking inspiration, that's the way to find it. Remember, you can get a full reading with me on davidcharlespsychic.com or one of my team. Now, there are 4 questions, commonly asked questions, and there are 4 questions in each, and I'll tell you what they are. The first one is, is he or she two-timing me? That's what people ask. Is he or she two-timing me? I can categorically say that I don't think anyone is two-timing you in this reading, but if you're seeing someone that's married and you already know about it, then we can't really call that two-timing you because you know anyway. Or you may be married and seeing someone that isn't, so you're doing the two-timing. But there's nothing going on that you're not aware of. That's the point I'm making. If you're being two-timed, you know anyway. So I don't think you're being cheated on. That's probably a better way of putting it. So the question is he or she two-timing me? And the answer, I think, is no. Simple as that. Second question. Will he or she call me soon? Will he or she call me soon? I've got to say, for most of you, number 2, that is a yes as well. I think that they'll be on the blower any minute now, probably today when you're watching this reading. They will be in touch and they will call you soon. If you think it's time you should call them, then do it, but don't do anything different. Act the way you normally do. Don't change anything. But I think he or she will call you soon. The question is, will he or she call me soon? The answer, I believe, number 2, is yes. Your third question. Not relevant for you really. The question is, should I just move on? I don't think you should, because I think you've got exciting things coming. I really mean that. There's 2 messages here of a new love affair, or, as I mentioned, an existing love affair taking off like a rocket and really showing you overflowing with love, passion and desire, like a 14-year-old school kid with a crush. I always say that because it sounds good, doesn't it? Remember when you were 14, you had a crush on a girl at school or the boy at school? You'll be like that all over again. Even if you're 70, it makes no difference. Forget about age, number 2. Age is irrelevant completely. Of course, when you get older, you might not be so fit as you used to be, but age is just a number, okay? I'm only 15. Look at me. I look okay. A bit more than that, really. Your fourth question. Is there interference from outsiders? Again, it seems affirmative. The positive, I think there is not interference from outsiders, and you'll be surprised how many readings there are. Family don't like him. Religions are different. He's not good enough for you. You're too good for him. That's not happening in this reading. So I don't think there is outside interference. The question is there interference from outsiders? I don't think there is. So you've got some good stuff here. Now, please comment below and please subscribe. Click the thumbs up thing and the bell icon, and share me on social media with your friends. And I'm going to give you 6 magic lucky numbers that were chosen by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming this evening. These numbers could change your life forever. I will have to say again, if you're going to gamble with my lucky numbers, do it responsibly, okay? And there's 6 in each stack, so you can pick more than one stack. Your lucky numbers today are number 11, you might want a pen, but you can run it back. Number 12, 31, 33, 38 and 40. Do these numbers ring any bells? Are they wedding numbers or engagement numbers or numbers you've lived at, addresses, car number plates, someone's birthday or wedding day or divorce day? They may ring a bell. These numbers seriously can help you hit the jackpot. You don't need to use all 6. You can probably use a couple of them on a raffle or something like that, or whatever they are. I'll give them you again: 11, 12, 31, 33, 38 and 40. Let me know if you strike it rich down there. I want to know. I promise I won't tell anybody. Thank you so much for watching number 2. I'll get ready for number 3. And remember, share with your friends and subscribe if you'd like to. Give us a like. And remember, number 2, think lucky and you will be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello. If you chose number 3, this one is for you. Pick a card reading, as you know, and it's a timeless reading, which means you can find this today or 10 years from today. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. So it doesn't matter when it is, and of course you can pick more than one stack if you want to. And you'll find this reading when you're meant to. So if you chose number 3 today, you've chosen these cards from these hundreds of cards, number 3. So there will be a message in here for you somewhere, maybe more than one. It won't all resonate with you, so take in what does. As they say, ignore what doesn't, or pick another stack, because each stack has 6 lucky numbers and 4 questions. There's 4 questions with each of these. Frequently asked questions, I'll give you them at the end. And there are 6 lucky numbers coming up that could change your life forever. So if you're going to gamble with my lucky numbers, do it responsibly, of course, and don't go away without your lucky numbers at the end, because they could change your life, literally. Let me tell you the negatives first, and the question is, what is on his mind? What is on his mind? Or what is on her mind? Would you like to know what's on his mind? What is on his mind? Can you guess? Let me tell you the negatives first. It seems to me, number 3, that you're stuck in a rut. You feel trapped, and that could be with the romance. It could be with your work. There's some kind of situation you're in where you feel that you're not making any progress, that you're taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps backwards. And it may be that you're in a marriage that you don't like, or a job that you don't like, or a romance that you don't like, and you feel unable to move. You are not unable to move. You are quite able to move. You have to stop thinking that you're trapped when you're not. It may not be easy to move, especially if it means moving out of a romance, because that can involve all sorts of financial difficulties and all sorts, of course. But you're not trapped, and it appears to me that you're not seeing things clearly. Things are staring you in the face and you're blinded to them because you don't want to see them clearly sometimes. There is a person, or maybe 2 people coming your way, who can be quite vindictive, nasty and spiteful. If you're a girl, they're highly likely to be female. If you're a chap, they're more or less certain to be a couple of blokes, or 1 or 2 men that you can't trust. They can be quite nasty, so watch out for that. This is not something I like to pick up in a reading, but I've got to tell you everything. there's no point doing it. These are the negatives. I'm going to tell you the good stuff in a minute, because there's some good stuff in this reading, okay? Watch out for deceit. I think some of you have been crying. I'm picking up tears in this reading, number 3. And it can mean crying over spilt milk. I always say that. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're crying. It can be symbolic that you're wanting to go backwards and change something and wishing, praying that you could go back and do it again, but you can't. Unfortunately, you can only learn from the past and make sure you don't do it again if it's wrong. If it's something beautiful from the past, then at least you have the memories. And it may be a memory that, or lots of memories that can bring sadness, but they are a part of these readings. You know, memories can be nice, they can be sad, or they can make you sad because they were so nice at the time. And that can apply if you're grieving, of course, or if you've divorced somebody that you didn't want to lose, or something like that. So there is a person heading your way, on top of all the negatives, who travels a lot, who can be arrogant, bad-tempered, aggressive, idiotic, irritating. Do you know who this person is? Put the answers down there, please. Comments. Who is this person, number 3? You may not know, it won't apply to all of you, but somebody's coming your way who you wouldn't employ in a shop full of valuable antiques or anything like that, because you'd probably knock them all over, or she would. They're a bit clumsy, and we always say a bull in a china shop. They're coming your way soon. If you may already know, or I may be picking up you, number 3. Is that you? Are you a bit accident prone sometimes? I don't think it's you, because this person's quite irritating, although they may not want to be. Now, I'm picking up a couple of kids in this reading, so there could be quite a few children around you. At least 2 anyway. If they're not yours, they may belong to him or her, the person we're looking at. The question is, what's on his mind? Or her mind, what's on her mind? What is on his mind? I think it could be moving house, okay? And it could be moving house together. Pardon me, for some of you it can be moving house as a split up, but I don't think so. I think only 1 or 2 of you maybe. I think you're stuck in a rut now, you feel like you are. If this person suggests to you moving in together, I believe that you should give it a go. Because I think if you don't, you'll always wonder in the years to come, what if? Did I make a mistake? If you do and you don't like it, you can change it. But if the chance comes to move in together, or buy a property together, or rent somewhere together, do so. Now, this person may also be interested in you moving into maybe a shop together, or buying a business together. There seems to be a joining together here, which can, of course, mean a marriage. Or moving in and being like you're married without doing all the paperwork. You know, living in sin, they used to call it. So I don't want you to be crying over spilt milk again in 10 years' time. So give things a go. That's the message from Spirit. Of course, don't go blindly into things. As I said, you do tend to ignore things when you should be dealing with them. You do tend to not see the things right under your nose. So sort that out first. But if the person wants you to move in with them, it's highly likely for some of you to involve a child or children. You may not have them yet, but they're in the reading. And I can show you a picture there of the cup card that represents children moving, happiness, moving together. And that sort of thing is predicted for you for some of you. It's not, it all depends what's around it. As I said, right next to it you have the card that shows you being stuck in a rut. That one there. So trapped, surrounded, stuck in a rut. And sword cards can often mean that as well. So there's a strong, let me tell you the positives. There's strong evidence here that you're very psychic. It's happened with all the 3 readings so far tonight, but yours, number 3, is quite very strongly suggested that you're quite psychic. So some of the things I'm telling you, you'll be fully aware of anyway now. If not now, then in the coming weeks. And I'm looking here 12 to 14 weeks ahead from whenever you find this reading. It could be 2 years from now, it could be 10 years from now. Whenever you find this reading, I'm looking 12 to 14 weeks ahead. And there could be movement together. You could be moving in together. You could be marrying each other. There could be children involved now. There could be custody battles going on. If there is, then you should win them. Victory is shown there. And there is evidence of lots of psychic activity, especially in the 3 or 4 months ahead. So, trust your intuition. Trust your feelings inside. Trust your dreams. Trust your daydreams, number 3. You can't pick up everything psychically, but some of the things coming to you, and you may be washing the dishes when it happens or driving the car, but things will pop into your head because you're entering a psychic high, and you'll get these, bit like karma, you get twice a year. I believe you get psychic highs about twice a year, and you're heading for one now, number 3. And if you've got psychic ability, it's going to be magnified. And of course, if you have psychic ability, you will have healing ability as well. So you could learn one of the healing arts. But new beginnings are shown here. You've got the Sun card from the Major Arcana, showing a child on a horse. This card normally indicates new beginnings, and they're bright like the sun. They've got the power of the sun. They've got energy of the sun. New beginnings are shown to you, and I think it's a very exciting reading, number 3. So if you have any questions, put them down there. Any comments, please put them down there, and please consider subscribing. And if you've already subscribed, I do want to thank you because it means so much to me. I do appreciate every single one of you. But if you want to subscribe, please consider doing so. Give us a like if you like it, but don't go yet. You've got lucky numbers to come yet. Don't miss them because they could change your life for the better. And there's 4 questions coming. Frequently asked questions about romance and that sort of thing. In fact, they're all about romance, really. Let's take a look at 4 oracle cards. Let's take this off there. And see if they agree with what I've been telling you. The first one, let's get the old bike, is an earth card. Let's have a look. Looks like a that's nice, isn't it? Cobweb. If you can make that out, a cobweb in the misty grass. Probably early morning. Healing will begin with the food on your plate. Make wise choices. Doesn't mean literally food on your plate. It means what you have to choose from. Healing will begin with what you've already been given. Healing doesn't mean that you're ill either. It means healing of your soul and your thoughts. It means you've probably been through a lot of bad stuff in the past, almost certainly romantically. And it's time now for you to heal, and it will begin with what's in front of you. So don't go searching for things. This is, again, happened in one of the other readings. Don't search for things, number 3, that you already have. Healing will begin with what's on your plate already. You've got, where's that saying? You've got enough on your plate. So look at what you've already got and make wise choices. So as I said, if you want you to move in with him or her, make wise choices. Think it over first, of course. Don't just go blindly in. But don't do anything or don't miss anything that you may regret in a few years' time or even sooner. And you look back and think, I wish I'd done that. So I don't want you to do that. Crying over spilt milk is what you've already been doing recently. Remember I told you at the beginning? Crying over spilt milk isn't going to change it. You can't go back, unfortunately. But you can see what's coming in the future by watching my videos. And if you want a proper reading with me on the phone, go to my website, David Charles Psychic, and I'll put the link below, and I can read for you from anywhere in the world on the phone. And if I'm too busy to get me, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. So my team are the best. And if they're not good, they don't get in my team. Okay, that's davidcharlespsychic.com, and give us a like and subscribe. Now then, let's do the next air. This is an air card, by the way. Next oracle card. Some birds flying. Are they going to roost or have they just got up? I'm not sure. They are saying to you, someone from the past has a solution to your need. Think about who it could be. So somebody from the past is looking like getting in touch. Could be your ex-mother-in-law. It doesn't have to be a lover. It could be someone you knew at school. But they may have the answers to your questions. They may be wise. And you may say to them, remember so-and-so, and they may, oh yeah, and come up with some answers for you. So I'll tell you again, someone from your past has the solution to your need. Think about who it could be. Only you will know what that means, number 3. And I'm sure you do. Put the answer down there. I answer all my comments. Next one's a water card. Oh, I love that one. A lily. on a lily pond. Ever been fishing and seen that? Gorgeous things. This one says a fresh start is coming, as I mentioned, with new opportunities, and it's saying nurture your ideas. Okay? Think about your ideas, put them into operation. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. So put your ideas into action. No better way of putting it. You have ideas. Don't be stuck in a rut. Don't live in the past. Don't cry over spilt milk. I shouldn't say that because you can't always help it, but try not to cry over spilt milk because you can't go back. Let's take your fourth oracle card and then we do some lucky numbers, okay? And some questions. It's an air card. A circle of clouds. That's got Photoshop written all over it, I think. It says to you, this air card, what you are feeling isn't fear, it's excitement. Embrace it. So if you're anxious about what's going on, it's not fear, it's excitement. You're excited. You're entitled to be excited. Things are good. Things are changing. You may be moving into someone. You may be getting married. You may be having kids. It's a very involved reading. So what you're feeling isn't fear, it's excitement. Embrace it. I'm going to give you 4 questions now, frequently asked. They may not apply to you, but listen anyway, they may help you, and then your lucky numbers. Your first question is, will I ever meet my true soulmate? Will I ever meet my true soulmate? You know, soulmates, as I say in countless readings, are quite rare. Your soulmate can be your sister or your brother. But this reading is breaking all the rules because I think that a lot of you, number 3, have met your true soulmate. And if you haven't, I think some of you are about to, and it's so unusual. You can be lovers for 30 years, but it doesn't always mean it's your soulmate. You'll know when someone's your soulmate. Nobody will need to tell you. But I think some of you have already met, and I think you need to make a go of it. Don't lose it. Don't look back in time and say, oh, why did I blow it? You'll get problems. We all get problems. Even royalty have problems, as you may know. So, we're all human. Have a go at it. I think the answer, will you ever meet your true soulmate? Will I ever meet my true soulmate? Is yes. Second question. Is he or she trustworthy? Is he or she trustworthy? I believe there's someone coming your way who's a bit volatile, but I don't think that's them. I think the person we're looking at for you is trustworthy. And you don't get that in every reading either. So there's so many positives. Is he or she trustworthy? I think the answer is yes. People tell white lies sometimes, but not always badly. They may tell white lies because they don't want to hurt your feelings with things that might upset you. But this person, I believe, for most of you, number 3, is trustworthy. So the question is he or she trustworthy? Yes. Don't go without your lucky numbers. Now your next question is, will I be married or stay married? Will I be married or stay married? Well, we've already covered it, and I think you will be, and I think if you already are, you'll stay married. So I can't remember a reading with so many positives for quite a while. There's hardly any negatives. So I'm getting a yes for every question we've asked so far. These questions are the same with all of my readings, but they're jumbled up, so each stack has different questions. Will I be married or stay married? The answer, number 3, you'll stay married. One more question, then your lucky numbers. This is so easy because they're answering what I've already told you. This one says, will our love for each other grow stronger or just fade away? Will our love for each other grow stronger or just fade away? It will grow stronger. You heard it here first. David Charles, Psychic. Remember, if you want me on the phone, go to davidcharlespsychic.com. I'll put the link below, and I'll put numbers below for all these questions, timestamps. So, will our love for each other grow stronger or just fade away? It will not fade away unless you neglect it and allow it to fade away, but I don't think you should do that. I don't think you will do that, and I think it will. It will grow stronger. Now I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming tonight. These numbers could change your life forever, number 3. But as I keep repeating, if you're going to gamble with these lucky numbers, you must do it responsibly. Don't get into trouble or get me into trouble or all of us into trouble. And when you win the jackpot, put it down there in the comments and I promise I won't tell anyone, okay? Your first lucky number, you might want a pen for this, is number 8 and 16, 22, 23, 38 and 40. Do they ring any bells? Are they familiar? Car number plates you may have had, house numbers you may have lived at, wedding anniversaries, divorce anniversaries, birthdays. They may mean nothing, but they will mean something to you soon. You don't need all 6. You can put 2 of them on a tote or a lottery or a casino. You may want to use all 6 on a lottery, but play it by ear. Go with your intuition. I've given you again number 8, 16, 22, 23, 38 and 40. These numbers could help you hit the jackpot. Please let me know if they do. It's been so lovely speaking to you from here in beautiful North Devon. Please join our family and subscribe. Share me with your friends on social media. Click the bell icon and you'll never miss one of my videos, which I do about once a week, sometimes twice. And subscribe and click a like if you like it, please. And remember, you can have more than one stack. There's lucky numbers with all of them. They're always changing as well. And there's questions with all of them, and they're below. If you want to pick another stack, look at the questions below. Thank you so much. It's been lovely speaking with you, number 3. And remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. If you chose number 4, this one is just for you. This is a timeless reading, of course, which means you can find it today, tomorrow, next week, 10 years from now. It makes no difference whatsoever. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. So if you've chosen number 4 and these 7 cards from these hundreds of cards here, number 4, there will be a message in here for you somewhere. It may not all resonate with you. Take in what does, ignore what doesn't, but some of these messages will be for you. And of course, it's a pick a card reading. You've chosen number 4, it's timeless, and it's going to come with negatives first. I'll tell you the bad stuff first, and then the good stuff at the end. And there are 4 questions at the end, which are frequently asked, love questions, so stick around, and they're down below if you want to take a look. I'll put them on the timestamps below, so you can pick more than one stack. You can have all 4 if you want, because there are questions with each. And most importantly, at the end of this, I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming tonight. These numbers could change your life forever. You don't need all 6, you can use a couple of them. You can use all 6 of them. If you use these numbers for gambling or lotteries, then please gamble responsibly, because these numbers really could change your life. But we don't want you to get stuck in too much gambling or anything like that. So, let me tell you the negatives first, and then I'm going to tell you the lovely positives. We get the negatives out of the way. One of the negatives in this reading is temptation. You may have seen this. Whoops, I nearly dropped it there. The Major Arcana Devil card. And see, when I make mistakes, I leave them in. I don't rub them out. So you get everything with me, usually anyway. The Devil card means usually temptation. It means you'll be tempted, number 4, to do something that you wouldn't normally do. And the message, of course, is always, well, nearly always, don't do it. Sometimes I tell people to do it because it might do them good. But in this case, if you get tempted to do something naughty, don't do it. And it can mean that you're tempted to say something you'll regret and you can't unsay something. You can say sorry, but once you've said something, you can't undo it. Same with text messages. Once you press that send button, you can never get it back. And emails. So don't be tempted to do something naughty. Another negative here is that you're not sleeping well. Now, the question of this reading, the name of this reading is, of course, what is on his mind? What is on her mind? That's what we're really looking for, because it's, with my spirit guides, I'm going to try and read his mind. And I've got to also read the mind of you to find out who you mean. Is it a lover? Is it someone at work? Is it a chap? Is it a girl? What is on his mind? And I think, a bit like number 3, somebody has got on their mind that they're going to make a serious romantic suggestion to you. Now, if it's not a romantic thing, say you're looking at someone who could be a relative, they're going to come out with something serious that's an idea or an offer. If it's a romance, they're going to make a serious romantic offer to you, number 4, and it's coming soon. I always look from the day you find this 12 to 14 weeks ahead. So if you find it now, it's 12 to 14 weeks ahead. If you find it 10 years from now, it's 12 to 14 weeks ahead that I'm looking. So, temptation, you're not sleeping well, something is worrying you. What are you worried about, number 4? There's nothing in the reading to say you should be worried. And if there was, I would tell you. You know I would. Well, my subscribers will. And while we're on the subject, I'd like to thank all my subscribers. It means the world to me that you subscribe. And if you're new to this, please consider joining my subscribers. And you'll be very welcome to join our lovely family from all over the planet. But some of you, number 4, are not sleeping well. And I believe that something is worrying you, and I see you, I often use the phrase, alone at night with your worries. You may be sharing a bed with someone, but you feel alone. You feel that this worry is yours to deal with alone. But remember the saying, a worry shared is a worry halved. If you can share it with someone, do so. You can give me a ring if you want, or look for me, have a reading with myself on the phone from anywhere in the world. Just go to davidcharlespsychic.com and you can book me on there. I'll put the link to my website below. And if you can't get me, if I'm busy, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. So if they work for me, they're good, or they don't get in my team. Simple as that. And we can read for you from anywhere on the planet. So temptation is here. Don't do something you'll regret. The serious negatives are hardly any. There's an ending in the reading. You may have noticed, some of you know, the death card from the major arcana. There it is, terrifying looking thing. It does not mean death. It means the end of a problem, the end of an era. It can mean the end of a romance, I have to tell you. It can be the end of a job. But whatever it means the end of, it means a new beginning. So the death card, it can be sad because you're giving up something or losing something or leaving something behind. But it's very exciting. Don't ever fear the death card, because it means new beginnings and exciting stuff. If you're expecting someone to pass away because they're not very well, then it can mean that, but it certainly doesn't mean that as a standard thing. That's Hollywood stuff from the movies. And I certainly wouldn't tell you about that on a tarot reading on the YouTube anyway. That's something totally different. This reading won't apply to all of you. Take in what does and ignore what doesn't. But it appears to me that you're heading for a crossroads in your love life. That's why I think some of you may be ending one romance and starting a brand new one. Now, a crossroads can mean a few things, a bit like when you're in the car. A lover's crossroads can mean a brand new lover, It can mean 2 lovers, and you have to choose one of them. You all come at once like buses, as they say. And it can also mean that you think you're in love when you're not. It's just sex or loneliness or lust, and you're all mixed up. Or it may be just a crush that's not real. But a lover's crossroads is coming up, as depicted by the lovers, another major arcana card there. Of course, it only means certain things depending on what surrounds it. But as it's coming through with an ending and a new beginning, right next to it there. I believe it means a brand new lover, or the end of an era, the end of one love and the start of another. And it can, of course, mean that you want to see two people at once, and that is not recommended, because there you have the devil card, meaning temptation. So all this seems to link together. Maybe that's why you're not sleeping very well, but don't worry, the outcome of this reading is good. Offers are going to be made to you. There could be a job offer as well. There is definitely an offer from a man or a lady who travels extensively, which applies to most people these days. This person is loving, romantic, a bit of a dreamer. They dream of love and romance. You may think men don't do that, but I assure you they do. Especially most of the water signs, and Pisces particularly, which I happen to be one of. And I believe you're going to get a romantic offer from someone. You may already be with them. You may be married to them. But a romantic offer is coming, and that's what's in his mind. The question is, what is on his mind? And I believe the answer to that is one word, and that word is love. Love is on his mind, and it could be her. Love is on her mind. That's what you have here. I think it's a very romantic reading, but there are a few setbacks, a few negatives. Temptation is one of them. Don't do something you'll be tempted to do that you may regret. On a separate subject, you may be seeing a man who has a job as some kind of consultant. And it could be someone linked to your career. Not necessarily definitely, but they could be linked to your career. Maybe somebody who pops in and out your office, or somebody actually works in the office or the floor below. But they may be a person that people respect because they go to them for advice. I always say something like a solicitor or a lawyer, but it could be anything. It could be an accountant. But this person is in the reading, so I believe there are two people interested in you, which I think happened with number one tonight, and which is good. You're spoiled for choice. But don't do anything, don't be tempted to do something naughty, because you will pay with bad karma if you hurt somebody. And that's not me saying that, that's the way karma is. So you don't want to hurt anybody, as you'll get the karma. At the moment, your karma's good. You've got to stop worrying, number four, it's keeping you awake. So stop it. Easier said than done. I think the messages from Spirit for you are that you're highly skilled, that you're good at what you do, and for some of you, I'm treating you as an audience, like a medium audience. A lady is coming through this reading who has blonde hair, who passed away, lots of jewellery, very posh, clean, smart lady, picking up chest pains, so she may have had something wrong with her chest. She's coming through as a lady that was quite psychic. She could have been a spiritualist or something. Do you know who this is? Of course you won't all know, but it's for one of you. If it's you, tell me below please. This lady has gone to meet another lady on the other side. Could be a sister or somebody. And she's saying to me to tell you that they're fine. They are out of pain, both of them. They are at peace. Do you know who this lady is? She's not really ancient old. She was a bit too young to go when she went. And she's coming through to me to try and get through to one of you. Is it you that I'm talking to? There could be hundreds of you watching, of course. But that's the same in a theatre when you go to see a medium in a theatre. Somebody's trying to get through, and I think they've got an old-fashioned name, so it's not one of the modern names now. Could be Joan or Sybil or something like, or Mary or something like that. They are showing to me something wrong with the chest that could have had a link to their problem. And they've also got pain somewhere else. I think it's the shoulders, and I'm picking up the neck. So there's something there, probably a bit of arthritis or something. You'll know. But I don't think they encountered a violent passing. I think they went peacefully. But they're trying to get me to say to somebody out there that they're okay now. And they've met with this lady that you probably know. Tell me if you know in the comments below. I'll be very interested to know, because this lady is really insisting on getting through. I hope you're watching this. Anyway, let me recap on this before we do the oracle cards. Temptation, you're not sleeping well, you're good at your job, I think you're highly skilled. You do have questions to ask about your romance or romantic crossroads, and I'm going to ask you 4 questions in a minute, or answer 4 questions for you. But first of all, we're going to do 4 oracle cards and see if they back up what I've been telling you here. And they've been shuffled, so I don't know what they are. First one is an earth card. A tunnel of trees. Is it real, I ask myself. This one says, the solution to your problem is forgiveness. Allow it to happen. So, now you may think that the spirit world is saying to you, you've got to forgive somebody, but I think they're saying to you that you have to forgive yourself as well. So if somebody's done you harm and you can bring yourself to do it, forgive them. If you're being bad to yourself and hard on yourself, you need to forgive yourself, number 4. You can't keep having a dig at yourself, and that may be another reason why you're not sleeping well. Let me read it again to you. The solution to your problem is forgiveness. Allow it to happen. Allow it to happen. Don't make it happen. Allow it to happen. Okay? Allow it to happen. Important. Next one's an earth card. Again, let's have a look. Someone lying on their back, taking photos of the trees. Think you can make that out there? I don't know if you can. This one says, time in nature will help you find the answer to your problem. So, if you live near nature, have a walk outside. If you live near the sea, like I'm lucky enough to do here, have a walk on the cliffs or the beach. Try and get some time in nature. I always say, if you can, if it's safe, do this on your own and allow yourself. It allows your mind to clear itself of some of the rubbish, and it makes you feel good afterwards. So, time in nature will help you to find the answer to your problem. Something's keeping you awake. There's the card that's saying that. Something's keeping you awake, and there's nothing in the reading saying there should be. So I think you may be worrying unnecessarily, and it's easy for me to say stop worrying, but stop worrying if you can. Or ring me for a reading, davidcharlespsychic.com. Next one's another earth card. This is a tree in a field, looks like corn or something. Pretty picture, nice. See your circumstances as a blessing because they offer the chance to grow. So when they say something could be a blessing in disguise, whatever the problem is, they're saying to you, see your circumstances as a blessing because they offer a chance to grow. And I think, number 4, you'll know what that means. Only you can know what that means because it will mean different things to different people. But it's not all doom and gloom. It's a good reading. One more oracle card, then your lucky numbers. Don't go without your lucky numbers, please. An air card. Now, have you ever done that? Blowing a dandelion and saying, he loves me not. She loves me not. Am I romantic or what? I love a bit of romance. Anyway, have hope. You have the power to make that change. Now make it. So there you are. Whatever this thing is that's keeping you awake, have hope. You have the power to make the change. Now make it. That's what they're saying. This is a very interesting reading. I'm so glad we did this. I'm so glad you stayed with me. Now, I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers chosen by me before we started the filming with my spirit guides tonight. These numbers could change your life forever. You could hit the jackpot. If you hit the jackpot, please let me know down there. I promise I won't tell anybody. I'll keep it secret. Your lucky numbers, number 4, are 5, 14, 23, 24, 31 and 41. Do they ring any bells? Birthdays, wedding days, divorce days, your kids' birthdays if you've got children, numbers you've lived at, car number plates. I'll give them you one more time. Remember, if you're going to gamble with these, do it responsibly. The numbers are 5, 14, 23, 24, 31 and 41. These numbers could change your life forever. And there's 6 numbers with each stack, so you can pick another stack if you want to. You can have as many as you want, because they've all got questions with them that could help you. Some of the questions may not be relevant to you, but some of them will be. So, let me go through the 4 questions for you before we go. Your first one is, will you move home together? Will you move into a home together? Not a rest home, I don't mean that. Will you move into a house together or a flat together? Will you move into a home together? And I think the answer to that is, once you've made your decisions from these sort of crossroads areas that I mentioned, then you could well move into a house together or to a home together. It's not a certainty, it's something you may need to make happen. But the answer, I think, the question is, will we move into a home together? The answer is, I think, yes, if you choose to do so. Remember, don't be tempted to do anything you'll regret. Think things over first. But the Oracle cards were helping with that. Your second question is he or she my true soulmate? Well, number 3 had this question. It came up as a yes, but well, it's not quite the same question, but it's similar. I don't think this person is necessarily your soulmate, but as I keep repeating in these readings, soulmates are quite rare. Your soulmate can be your sister or your brother, but so you don't have to have a soulmate. And, you know, if you look at royalty and people like, oh, film stars, they marry people and you know straight away they're not soulmates. So, but they stay together, some of them, for a long time. So this person may not necessarily be your soulmate, but that is not a message to say quit or get rid of them or anything like that. Give it a go. Your third question . Does he or she really love me? Does he or she really love me? Well, I don't think that's necessarily the case at the moment, but I think they will do if you go ahead with what you're thinking about. It will vary from person to person. Once you've dealt with this lover's crossroads and this person makes these offers to you that they're going to make, then I think they really will love you, because I think they're quite romantic, a bit like me. And I think the answer to that question may not be yes now, but I think it will be soon. So, does he or she really love me? I'm going to give you a yes. One more question. You may notice I've done this wrong way around. I normally do the lucky numbers last. So, all my mistakes are left in, as I said earlier. The last question is he or she the man or woman of my dreams? Is he or she the man or woman of my dreams? Once again, it's a question only you can know the true answer to, but I believe for a lot of you, the answer is yes. This could be someone really special. It may be one of the reasons you've chosen to watch psychic readings tonight, and I'm glad you chose mine. I think this could be, and it sounds too good to be true, I know it does, but I don't like telling people negative, but this could be the man or woman of your dreams. Yes, I'm going to give you a yes for that. So what you have here, number 4, I think is so interesting. I'm glad you stay with me. Please subscribe, as I said, if you would. Join our lovely family. If you've already subscribed, once again, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I really do. Give us a like if you like it. Share me with your friends on social media and click the bell icon, and you won't miss any of my videos, and I normally do one a week, more if I get time. Thank you so much for watching me here in beautiful North Devon in England. One of the most beautiful places in the world. If you've never been to North Devon, give it a go. And remember, number 4, think lucky and you will be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye.